Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey and I'm back with you again today to share how I planned in my big happy planner for the week of March 13th through 19th. And this is, of course, my memory planner. So you can see I already have a few photos printed out and I am going to get to work placing them on the page in a rough manner of where they happened. So like for example, the Sunday night photo, it happened on Sunday night. And also where they are pleasing to the eye. So sometimes it's not exactly important really when the photo was taken. For example, like the photo of my cat, it did happen to be taken on Saturday, but it didn't really matter what time of the day or whatever that I put that down there. Now, I only have a couple of photos for the first half of the week, which is great because that will allow me to get all the activities and events down and then also add some decor, which is so fun. The first one I'm going to put down is this Life is So Good with the silver foil. And the whole point is that that's going to be kind of the piece that I base the rest of the week off of. So I'm going to sort of stick to that color scheme and that sort of springish feel. And I like to sort of set the stage with a piece that inspires me because it really makes it a lot easier for me to tie the whole thing together. Now I will be sort of mixing metals, if you will. I'm not going to only stick to a silver foil, but I will stick to that color scheme by and large. I'm looking for a good decorative sticker that is yellow to go in that Tuesday afternoon slot, just so I can tie that together with the photo and then that decorative piece up in the upper left-hand corner as well. Now, as you can see, I didn't line the photo directly up with the lines. I did stagger it a little bit. I just wanted it to have that fun, playful little bit of a look. Now these are some banner stickers that I picked up at Michael's and I've been using them in the past, but I haven't really reached for them much lately, and that's about to change because I love them. I think they add a really fun decorative bit, but they're completely functional. Now I did stick to the lines with that bottom photo of my son, and I could have gone either way, but I just wanted to have it be right there and then leave a little bit of room for journaling and for decoration. I knew that I wanted to add some text, and I knew I wanted to start sort of the floral theme throughout these pages, so keeping it right there in the middle works out great for balancing items on both sides. Now, like I said, I'm sticking to the pink and yellow and purple and mint color scheme, but then you also throw in some of those florals like the ones down in the lower left-hand corner, and those also bring in some different variations of those colors, so that's kind of where that all comes in. Now I'm going to use a stamp from the stamp set, and I'm going to use my VersaFine ink to stamp that out. Now, one of the things is that I find that VersaFine gives me the clearest, crispest impression. It's specially formulated for detailed stamps so that you can get a really good impression. And I haven't had any problems using it in my Happy Planner. It doesn't bleed or anything like that. Every now and again, the black will give a little bit of shadowing on the back, but it's really very faint and minor. If I tried to show it to you, you wouldn't even be able to see it. So it's not even worth the effort. But if it bothers you to have the faintest bit of shadowing, you might want to stick to a lighter color of VersaFine. So I just added my activity right next to that little phone, which is so fun. I love adding the little icons. I think they add a little playful edge. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more, a smaller floral cluster right there in the Wednesday morning, and I love how that plays off of the other one in the lower left-hand corner. But also I wanted to add the text as well, and that's what's really fun about clear stickers, is that you can do a lot of layering and they look natural and like they belong together because there's none of the edge on the outside like with a white sticker. Now I'm going to write an activity in the bottom box on Wednesday, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Do I use a bullet? Do I use an arrow? You know, where do you go with that? So I definitely just decided to go simple and use the arrow so that I could write in the activity and keep it pretty plain, since I was already fairly heavy on the decorations, and so I didn't want to go too crazy with the stickers just for an ordinary event. That's one of the things that's really fun for me about the memory planner is that I can add some decorative elements that I don't normally use in my planning, and I can have a little bit more fun and express myself a little bit more creatively. And so I think that it's one of the ways that I really feel like I sort of bring scrapbooking into my planning, and I personally really love it, and I think that it can be fun for you guys too to sort of bring that creative side in there as well. Now in the Thursday, underneath that sticker, I wanted to layer together the sticker and this photo, and I wanted to put a special little bit of journaling right there about what's going on in the photo. Well, I just used my Papermate Flare pen, and I didn't even really think about how it might smear, how this sticker is a little bit glossy, because it's not 100% like your typical glossy photo, so it did smear. So I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to add another one, which is a bummer that I had to waste the sticker, but it happens. It's just, you know, one of those things. So anyway, I have placed another one of those right back in the exact same spot, and this time instead I am using my Pilot permanent pen so that it doesn't have any smearing right on there, and I can add my little bit of journaling. I do love adding the journaling, and my one thing that I would suggest to you if you're on the fence about adding any journaling or any memory keeping to your planner is that I don't think you will ever regret journaling, though I think you might potentially regret not journaling. Like you'll look back and you'll be like, oh my gosh, what was that about? What was that for? And you won't be able to remember. So I don't think it hurts to add a sentence or two, that's for sure. Now you can see I'm using that yellow banner sticker, and like I did the purple one earlier in the week, except for this time I just trimmed off one of the edges so that it could sit flush with that line between Thursday and Friday. And it's one of the things that I love about using things and making them your own is that they can be a lot more versatile than maybe you would think coming straight out of the package. Now I'm going to layer another sticker, one of these Hot Pink Game Day stickers, and just adding that again to that sort of photo cluster that I have right there because I wanted to add the activity, and it was the perfect way to notate the game and how that ties in with the photo and how that ties in with the journaling as well. Now, as usual, I don't have any Friday activities. Friday's a really light day for me, so I've adhered my photo down for Saturday, and I'm just moving on and going to add my events and my appointments. And again, as usual, my Saturday is crazy busy because they are always really busy in the spring. And so I'm just going to use bullet points to notate all the different activities because, quite frankly, in this setting, I'm not entirely sure that I could have used a whole bunch of different stickers and had room to notate all of the activities. So this is a great way to get a whole bunch of things down that you still need to draw attention to. And also, because the rest of the page is super decorative, it's really nice to sometimes keep things super simple because you just don't want too many decorative elements competing with one another. So adding a whole bunch of decorative activity boxes here would have certainly been super distracting. So because I wanted to add the photos and I want to add other decoration, different floral stickers and things like that, keeping this part very simple with the bullet point stickers definitely lends itself to an overall better design because you definitely can overdo it, that's for sure. So as you can see, I got all of those activities down, and I wasn't lying, was I? There's 5 of them on Saturday. That's pretty crazy. So I'm going to now continue on with the planning. I still have more things to write on Saturday, or on Sunday, excuse me. And so I took these label stickers that I bought, Bambi sticks, at Michael's, and I cut them apart with my paper trimmer. Now, I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, but I bought like 5 packs, so it's okay to cut one sheet in half. What I decided to do was I was going to cut them in half because it would work better for notating my particular activities. These labels are really big, which is great, and I bought them because they were really big. But in this particular case, I don't need them to be big. So I cut them in half so I can just mark my activities on them and still have plenty of room. Now I'm going through some pocket page cards that I have from me and my big ideas, and I'm going to trim a couple of them up to use them decoratively. I could have probably gone through through and found a sticker or two that would have worked in this case, but I thought it was a little bit more fun to pull in some different elements that were a little bit more unexpected and still coordinated with the overall feeling of the layout. So all I have to do is trim them down to the size of the boxes and then just add a little bit of adhesive on the back to stick them where I want to go. Now I always remeasure because I inadvertently cut them in the wrong size, and guess what? I still cut them in the wrong size. However, it's just very slight, and so I'm not really too bothered by it, and I'll let it go. But so as you can see, I'm just going to place the light green one in the Sunday, and then I'm going to trim up the hot pink one, and I'm going to put it in the Thursday morning. I like to use the Scotch ATG gun for my adhesive. It's really inexpensive once you purchase the gun, obviously, and it is really super sticky and it lasts a really long time. So it's one of those things that it just works for me on several different levels in terms of affordability and also the convenience. I don't have to worry about running out of adhesive all of the time. Now I certainly use other tape runners as well. That's not the only one that I use, and I can certainly understand buying something a little bit less expensive because it is an investment to purchase the gun itself. However, in the long term, it definitely pays for itself. Now with these stickers, I am using my Pilot permanent pen as they are a little bit glossy and I don't want to smear them as you saw me smear my other label sticker. What a bummer. But this permanent pen has a tip very much like the Sharpie Ultrafine, so you can certainly pick those up next time you're at Target or Walgreens or wherever you do your shopping for your pens. So now this is where I'm going to start adding all of the decor and the last bits of journaling and those types of things as I'm finished. Now I put down that happy circle sticker and I don't love it there. What's funny is that normally it's the opposite way. Like I don't love when I put something down and then I watch it in the video and I think, oh, that's not so bad. This time it's kind of the opposite. Like I didn't mind it when I put it down, but now I'm like, maybe I need to move that around a little bit. So I'm pulling out my self-healing mat and my ruler, and I'm just going to draw my traditional journaling lines. As I know you've watched some of my videos before and seen me do this. I just love the playfulness that these staggered lines create, and then the visual interest with the contrast of those dark black lines that my Papermate Flare pen creates. So I'm just writing a couple sentences about the photo. I don't need to go overboard. I have a photo to notate what happened. So with both of those together, it will definitely jog my memory in the future. And I love how it also adds that little bit of a decorative element with the journaling as well. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right hand side in terms of not only drawing my lines, but also just adding the couple of lines of journaling to notate what's going on in the photo, because like I said already, tied together they are perfect. Like you have the photo, there's the activity, oh yeah, here's the couple of things to remember about it, and it will definitely jog my memory in the future. And in this little bit of journaling, I'm just mentioning the couple of awards that my son won as well, and I think that's a good way to preserve that memory. So now sometimes I will have not created enough lines, and I'm okay with that actually. I'd rather draw less than I need and then add another one or add two more after I'm sure, as opposed to going through and adding a boatload of lines and then realizing, I didn't really need that many. So now I'm just adding these last couple of stickers, and there's a couple more that I'll add, and then that's it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.